G'day, welcome back to Duxel Gaming and a new game, Infraspace. This is an early access game available on Steam, and we are going to give this a bit of a run. This is like a cross between Factorio and City Skylines and a couple of other mashups, but it's actually quite a fun and addictive little game. I'll just read a couple of things that are on the Steam website just as a bit of an introduction. So you produce everything you consume out on the edges of human space. You can't build a city by spending credits. Instead, you'll have to put your first astronauts to mining work and get some raw materials. Once you have some iron, carbon, sand and sulfur, it's time to set up your first steel mill and concrete factory to start laying down some infrastructure. Even necessities like food and oxygen require a steady production chain that must not be broken. Infraspace simulates every single car. Each resource you ever produce needs to be transported to a factory for processing, and each product needs to go into a habitat for consumption. Your road network can handle a lot, but without your oversight, it will grind to a halt and drown in traffic eventually. Build highways, roundabouts, and multi-lane roads to ensure the production heart of the city keeps beating. Right. And that's that. So, not a bad little game. I am going to click in and actually enable the game itself. One of the good things with this game, and because it is in early development, early access, we do have a roadmap here. Now, what happens here with the roadmap is, as people are playing it in early access, we have the ability to go in and vote for those elements that are put forward by the devs as features and that they want to get. So, for instance, guaranteed features for early access, traffic signs and traffic lights is currently second, trains is leading, and large endgame project is running a close third. So they've already announced that trains is the next one to come along, and they've put a couple of screenshots of some development shots of trains, which should be fantastic and help out. Then you've got extra features as well, so you can vote on these. So if I wanted a heat system, if I thought that was my preference, I'd click on that one. So anyway, it's a nice little handy building. It's going to get updated as we go along. And then also over here on the right-hand side here in the menu, we have links that actually go to their forums and go to commentary and comments from other players in relation to things that are being built and how to fix things and play the game and all that in general. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to head straight into the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go new game. Now, game difficulty controls how many products citizens need. The higher the difficulty, the better you have to manage your economy. And so there's 3 levels, easy, medium and hard. Transport difficulty controls how many items vehicles can carry. The higher the difficulty, the fewer items can be carried at once. Now, I'm going to go easy for both just so we can get through here and showcase the game as best we possibly can, as quick as we can. All right. Now, I believe it's a procedurally generated world. I haven't seen the same world twice as yet, but let's go and it'll produce our world. And there we go. Nice and quick. Welcome to Infraspace. Do you want to get tutorial hints while you're playing the game? You can also turn them on or off in the settings. No, I don't want tutorials. I can stuff this up well enough on my own. All right, so this is our world. As you can see, it's a whole pile of resources sitting on the surface, and we've got that available to us. So, for instance, here we have some sulfur all through here. We have some copper over here, some sulfur and some copper. We have some iron, we have some iridium. What else have we got? We've got some aluminium up here, or aluminum, depending on where you're from. We've got some more iridium, we've got some uranium. So this is what we've got all through here. So we've got to use this to maximise our growth and what we're making. Now, first things first, what we need to do is make some concrete. Now, concrete, I need sulfur and sand. We're also going to need, very early on in the game, iron, and then we proceed from there on. Now, I think, looking at this place already, I think in here is a perfect place to get started. So we've got lots of little sulfur areas through here. We've got copper there, we've got copper there, iron there, we've got more iron over there, so I think that will be more than sufficient. So, let's get cracking. So, first thing we're going to do is build a road. So we're just going to build a road down here, and we're going to go this. Now, it's very much like SimCity in some aspects. You don't have quite so much control over the roads in relation to curves and all that sort of stuff, which we'll come to a little bit later. But there are ways around that, and hopefully I'll be able to show you some of those little tricks as we go forward. Right, I'm going to bring the road over like this. Now, I don't want to have too much traffic. There'll be a lot of traffic here, a lot of traffic here. Although what we might do is I might just start off with doing our concrete production. So what I'm going to do is going to put a road down like this. I'm going to bring that road across to there. About there's fine. And then we're going to go up to here. That. Right, so we've got our road structure. Excellent. Now, let's have a look at the UI actually before I go anywhere else. Up here we have our technology to research. So once we enable science, then we can actually start researching our tree through here. And this is what we've got to go forward to. So excellent. So we'll cover that a little bit later. We have the city level. That tells us what level our city is at. And at the moment we're at 0 because we've got no one in our city. I'm just going to pause it just to make it nice and easy. Production overview. This gives us a production overview of what we're producing. So once we get the sulfur going in sand, we'll see they've added in here this production overview window, and we'll see that. City statistics. It'll show us the statistics of the city as we go along as well. But again, we've got nothing there at the moment, so we'll come back to that one. Districts. You can set up districts. Now, districts are going to be very important. So by and large, in the game itself, they'll deliver to and from buildings that have a demand or a supply. With the districts, you can actually force it. So you could, if you put sulfur mines in here, we can actually force them to be delivered to a certain part of the map, another district. And that can be very handy in certain times. But we'll come to that one a little bit later. And visualizations. We can toggle overlays, pardon me, to showcase different things on the map. So recycling, soil enrichment, blah 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 blah. Not any point to us at the moment. Down here we have the roads. So this is when we bring up the context menu. So our roads, if we enable this, we can build curved roads to a degree, and we'll talk about that later. Snap the road length, snap road angle, replace road, reverse road, and these are the different roads we will get. Okay, all we get is roads. We don't get intersections or anything else as yet. This is all we get. Down here we have our information for menu. So we go back to the menu from there. So we go back to there. We have a basic snapshot of our concrete, our steel, our power, our housing, our jobs, and our population. Now it's very important that we don't overdrive our jobs, so our population can't deal with it. And then all of a sudden, if you do that, you find that your population dwindles and you can't make the jobs anyway, so you're fighting an endless battle. But that's that. Anyway, so across here we then have our mines. So these are our small mines that we can have. So this is how we actually get the resources out of the ground or off the ground. Then we have our large mines, which we get through resourcing. We then have our, these are the factories that we have available to us. We then have our other factories, so I can't remember which one's which. But anyway, this is so concrete and steel and all that sort of stuff. One other side of production. Your research, so you have 4 different types of research, sorry. The green, the blue, the green, the yellow, and the red. And then you have your research lab, which collects all the research that you actually do. So this produces red research atoms, that one produces green, that one yellow, that one red. And they all get brought into here to actually atone for our research. In here we have some supplementary buildings. So we have material storage, spaceport, recycling centre, and some signage. In here we have a lot of habitation type stuff. So this is atmosphere processes, oxygen processes, carbon, farms, and things like that. This is for our basic habitat. Now the habitat also does upgrade and improve over time as well. And then we have things like parks and stadiums, and then we have our power. The last two over here is our move tool. So we click on that, we can move elements, including the road. So we can move the road, for instance, over through there. And for here we have the delete button. Now, while we're talking about the roads, I want to quickly talk about one thing with the roads. So there's a couple of different ways you can deal with the roads. And I'll deal with let's create another road here, and we'll just deal with it here. So this is one of the important tips and tricks you need, I guess, when you first start out. So the more the angled road is, the traffic's going to slow down. That's a given. But what you can do is you can click on the road, and you have the option to make it either a curved road or a angled road. So if I click on this one here, it becomes a curved road, and it actually averages out the radius and all that sort of stuff to give you a curved road. If we go back to the curved radius, what I can also do is these trailers here, we can actually bring those in and out and create our own curved splines. So we can bring that out like that, and we can bring that out there like that, and we can create our own curve. Why is that important? Well, I'll show you why. So we get rid of all that. I'm going to put in a crossroad. Now I know we haven't got it in the game yet, but this is an important tip and trick that's very good early on. And we're going to go down there like that. So once you've got one-way roads in particular, this is what you need to know. So this is going to be a very, very busy intersection depending on how much you have come in. One way around that when you've got the one-way roads is we just go and build intersections through there, there, and there. Okay? So we've made a mess. No, not really. So delete all those out. There we go like that. And we're left with this. Now, noting what we just learned before, I can click in here and I can actually rotate those around there like that. Imagining this is a one-way road, and I can create my own roundabout. Now, it's not going to be a perfectly smooth roundabout, I know that, but it gives me the desired effect, but more importantly, the actual operation of a roundabout. So I will have much better traffic flow through here. And that's a tip you need to know from DZ going forward. So that's how you do a roundabout. All right, let's piss all that off. And let's get into the game. Right, so we have got all that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in, and it's telling me here what the first things are I've got to do. So I'm going to put a sulfur mine in. I'm going to put one in there like that. Now, you'll note that it tells you how much it needs to build. So it needs 10 concrete. We've got 354 concrete at the moment. I'm going to put in 2 of those. Now, we also are going to need a sand mine because the sand and the sulfur make the concrete. So I'm going to put in 2 of those. Right, then we need to come in here to the factories and go concrete factory. Now, another thing, as we're building, you'll notice that some buildings have an enhancement. So depending on where they're placed, you can get extra production. So for instance, at the moment, if I place this concrete factory here, I get 8% production bonus from each of the mines, okay? So I'm going to get 32% increase in production by being adjacent to these 4 mines. So if I pop that into place like that, I go in here, later on when it comes in here, you'll see we'll have a substantially higher production rate than what we do from one that's not nearby these mines. So that's all good. All right, so there we go. So we've got that all set up. Let's get some power going. So power, we can start off with wind turbines. Now wind turbines, you just need to have them in a nice open area, and we just click them down there like that, and there he goes. Now, he's saying he's not connected to a power network, so what we do there is we use our power pole and we extend these out. Now, power poles have an area of effect. So what we basically do, if you don't get the auto connection here, and it's the same as if I'm connecting to a power pole, so like that, then you click on the power pole itself when it's gone away, and then you can actually join them up that way. Okay, so again, I'm going to come in here. This time it actually is going to automate, but you'll notice that if it does it automatically there, it's a smaller join. If I do a force click, I can get a much further distance between the power poles. So we go there, and they can sit in the resourcing area. It will come up red if it's got a collision, and then you can just use the move tool to move it out of the way. Right, so we've got our power up and running now as well. Right, so next thing it's going to tell us we're going to want to do is a material storage facility. So we're going to put that just here. Thank you. And then we need some housing. Right, so where am I going to put my housing? I'm going to put my housing down in here. I'm going to build a road. 90 degrees. You'll notice that it will snap to 90 degrees. I do have problems with it. It doesn't do it all the time. But we can do that. We're going to come across 10 there. And then back down. So you'll notice that it's not perfectly snapped. So what we're going to do is we're going to go there and then. I think that's one thing. I hope the devs just tidy this up with the snapping and stuff like that. So we're just going to put a road in there like that. I'm going to grab some housing. I'm going to put some housing here. Now you'll also notice when we place a building, it sets the driveway up to where it's facing. So as you hold the cursor close to the road, it'll set up the driveway so you know where it's going to attach. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one there. So I've left enough gap in case I need to put power up through the middle here. Put one there. I'm going to put 4 of these in. 6 of them in, actually. No, I'm not. I'm going to fill it all the way up. Now, what you'll see shortly, you've got to have capacity for immigrants to get immigrants. Okay? So at the moment, now I've got a capacity of 116 housing. So that means that when I set up something shortly, it'll mean we can get immigrants up to a total of 116 people. We've just got to make sure that number there and that number there is greater or basically the same as the jobs. So we don't want to create too many jobs without people. All right, so next we're going to have an atmosphere processor. Now the atmosphere processor, what we do is just have a look and see if it's going to give us any bonuses there. It doesn't give bonuses there. What it will give us bonuses to is our iron mine, but we're not doing iron at the moment, so we're not going to worry about that. So what we will do is we will just put a whole pile of these in here just for now. We can always move them. That won't be a problem. Stack it to the bottom. All right, we'll leave it there. And put 100. There we go. Put those in. And I've ran out of concrete. So now we need 150 concrete to get a spaceport. This is where we get our immigrants from. So I'm going to take it off pause. And we're going to have a look and see what goes on. So as you can see, they're running around through here. So 100% efficiency for the sulfur mines because we've got 3 out of 3 staff. There goes a truck to drop off the sulfur into the factory. The factory's demanding more sand. So what we will do is I'm just going to hook that out a little bit. I'm going to give it a little bit more sand. Actually, no, I shouldn't have to. It's 2 sulfur, 1 sand, so that should be okay. Here's at 67% efficiency. Right, so hopefully we should see them pump out a truck shortly. And lots of sulfur. As you can see, the sulfur's at 20%. There we go. Here comes a truck of sand. There we go. So now you can see it's 132 efficiency. Now remember I said we got 32% bonus efficiency, and that's what we're seeing there, 132. So boosted by neighbour buildings plus 32%. And if I put more mines in here, so say if I put another sulfur mine in here, and then if I put another sand mine here, right now I've got a warning for not enough workers, which I've got to watch out for. You'll now see that my efficiency is up to plus 48%. Okay? What we're going to do those, I'm going to delete those. I don't want to stretch my workforce too far. Right, so we've got 20 population, we've got 24 jobs. So we also don't have any power. So let's get some power over here. And all I'm going to do for that is I'm going to there. I'm going to bring this over here like this. Again, we've made space there for that. I'll just extend that out. I'll get it so it reaches all of it. Go there. So I'll just go to here. And bring that there. Right. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the power. 9 out of 20, so that's okay. We should be okay there. So now we should see, yep, our atmosphere processes are functioning. So atmosphere processes are going to produce oxygen and carbon. And as you can see, all our houses here need oxygen. And when we go and have a look over here at our production overview, you can now see our production. So our 100% production, producing 20, and consumption is 8.4. So this here will tell you what you need to adjust in relation to your consumption and your production. So everything in here should be white. If it goes to yellow or to red, it means you haven't got enough to meet demand. And you have to sort of look at fixing that up. All right. Things are happening there. Let's have a look production-wise. We've got 117 concrete, so we just need a bit more concrete. I'm going to fast forward the game, going to fast forward mode or fast mode. So here on the bottom here, these are controls for the game. So 1 is for, or space is for pause, 1 is for normal speed, and 2 is for fast speed. All right. So 133 concrete. We've got 77 steel, which is what we started with. Well, we started with some steel, and we're good to go. So what we need to do now is we need to just get our spaceport running, and then that will start bringing in immigrants, and we can improve our population and then expand out. There we go, 153. So what we're now going to do is grab a spaceport. I'm just going to put this down here out of the way. Put it down this side. There we go. And then we'll get some immigrants. Now, as it says here, immigrants ready to move in, 10. Immigration rate is high. Upgrade your habitats to make your city attractive to newcomers. The ship comes in. So you also notice all the cars are color-coded, right? All the trucks. So the pink ones are ones coming from our spaceship or our spaceport as new immigrants. The bright yellow are sulfur, so there's a sulfur truck. These trucks here are concrete, and the light yellow coloured trucks will come out of the sand mine. There they go there. Right. Looking with gas. Now, what I'm going to do today with this episode as well is we're going to run just a little bit longer because we've had so much time in the introduction. So we'll get a good 30 minutes of gameplay. Right, so now what's telling us we need to do is we need a research lab. So, we're going to put in a research lab. I'm going to put the research lab in way over here. Why? No, because I can. Right, research lab. Now, science pack. So now we've got a blue science pack. Now we're going to have a look. What does it get bonuses from? It gets bonuses from the oxygen. What are they called again? The atmosphere process, sorry. So, while we don't get any bonuses from the atmosphere process of housing, we do for the science. So what I'm going to do is we need 10 concrete to build, and then we need 2 iron and 1 carbon to make blue science. That means we need iron. So we need to get over here and get our iron going. So I'm going to do that first. Now what we'll do is we're going to get the road. I'm going to put a curved road on. Put that there, and then we're just going to start coming around. Like that. And you can see it doesn't really do a great job of the curves, but it's near enough. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get an iron mine, and it's 26 concrete. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 in there, like that. They'll start producing iron once they get power, so we're going to put power over here as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to power there. I'm going to bring that down out here. You'll see I need that area there a bit free. I'm going to bring it down there so it covers the sulfur if I need it. And then I'm going to bring it all the way down into there. 40 concrete. I'm short of concrete by 1. There we go. And there we have it. So now we should be producing iron. There we go. Excellent. 99% efficiency. And away it goes. We've got 8 iron stored up in that one already. Those snappers will start delivering that where we need it, and where we need it is going to be down here when I build the science. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to build another road, provide enough space, 90 degrees, and then down like that. And then we're going to grab our blue science, make just enough space there, and we're going to put these in here, and they're going to get a bonus to production, as you can see. Now suddenly, you can see where these guys are producing carbon. Sorry, these guys are producing carbon. That's all now coming into here. So you can see the carbon is built up in these blue science things very, very quickly. What we're now going to be waiting for is, now we've got demand, we should see our, there we go, there's our iron ore. All the trucks coming down with the iron ore. We've got a long distance for them to travel. Now, I know that's not ideal. For the purposes of what we're doing for the moment, that will be fine. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to extend that out another one here. And then we're going to extend out the atmosphere processes. Or oxygen processes, sorry. We're short on power, so I need another wind turbine. So as you can see here, 28 out of 20. You also see up here in our production overview that we haven't got enough power, and we also haven't got enough carbon to meet up with the demand. We need 11 carbon right on the borderline. Now, with one of the other tricks with the windmills, once we get enough concrete, is obviously the area of effect is where you get the wind from. But if I encroach on this, I lose the amount of efficiency in relation to how much I'm going to create, how much power. So the idea is come right to the edge there like that. And if you do come right to the edge and plop that in place, to connect them, all you need to do is grab one power pole, smack it right in the middle, and then that's joined like that. Nice and simple. All right, so now we've upgraded our power. We've got 39.8 available. We're only using 28.3. Excellent. These guys here, 132% efficiency because they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 oxygen atmosphere processes running. So that gives a total of 32% bonus. This guy here's got 24 because he's only got access to 3. Okay, that's good. Up and running. Not enough power, we've already got rid of that. That's good. Another load of iron ore coming in. And go over here and see how these guys are going. Excellent. Right. Now, what you'll also see is if I start for concrete, there was something else that gives a bonus to, or gives a bonus from the iron. That's okay. Research lab, no research selected. Let's select some research. So over here now, we can select our research. So it tells you what it needs for the research. So in the outpost stage, we only have farming available to us. So we click on the farming and that will continue on. Now, when you do have more options available, you can daisy chain them. So I can click on electronics, then click on green science and do electronics and then green science after. And that's okay. But so for the future stuff that we do, we can't, like when we unlock settlement, we can't jump straight into doing one-way roads because we need to have green science as well as the blue science. So to get the green science, we've got to unblock the green science up here. So that's just something we need to be conscious of and create as we're going along. All right, so let's jump out of here. So carbon's still a bit low. We need probably another atmosphere processor. What do we got for concrete? Yep, we've got enough. So I'm going to put another one of those in now. I'll put 2 more in just to give us enough. And then that's now. So now we've got a whiteboard and we're all good. As you can see here, blue science pack. We haven't got any demand for blue science. But we should do because we've got this guy here and there he is. So these blue trucks are our science trucks. Okay. These guys here are our science trucks. There's our iron trucks there. And they're going to go in here. And then once they hit this point here, they'll start adding up to the science. If you see up here, there we go, 20. Right, quickly adding up. Bang, there we go. Excellent. So we've done that research. So now we can go in and have a look. So we can't do anything until we reach settlement. Now to get settlement, I think it was 22. Can't have been 22 because we're past 22 people. Anyway, we'll just continue until that happens. Now, the other thing you'll notice is we've reached our housing capacity. So while we've got 116 housing capacity and 116 people, our immigration rate is low because we haven't got any more room for any more immigrants. Right, so what are we going to do? Well, what we'll do is we're going to move this over here. Hopefully I can move that without losing connection. Now I'll do that. I'm then going to delete this right here and I'll extend that up to there, extend that to around the same area. No, I don't want curves. And click into there. And then we are going to add some more command in for people. Right, so we'll get some more people going. And there goes the oxygen. So these bright blue trucks here at the bottom that we see here, they're full of oxygen going to the housing, as you can see. So these ones are being filled up, so they've got the oxygen. That is fantabulous. Right, that's all done. Now, what else do we need? Well, we need to put some farms in. So the simple farm produces food. And that will help us with our city level. Okay. So I'm not going to put another junction here. Later on, they will become a one-way road. The farms, where am I going to put the farms? I might just put the farms up here as an extension for the housing. So I'll put that up here like this. Okay, and I'm going to grab my farms and I'll put in 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how that goes. What have I got? 125, I've still got plenty of space available. I'll put 1 more in just for good luck. There we go. Alright, and what we hopefully should see is this should drive us into making these guys happy. So as you can see here, the basic habitat, oxygen, 7.95, which is good. 1 out of 8 people in there. Survival food is the upgrade. So once we start producing survival food, as we see here, where's it going to go to first? This one? Right, so you can see there's survival food 4. Okay, so once this gets full here, these guys will look at upgrading, which means they become level 2 citizens. And you'll see the habitat itself changes. When the habitat changes, it also increases the capacity of people that can stay in the habitat. So at the moment, there's 8 in these habitats. And when one of them gets upgraded, we'll see exactly how much more they can have. Right. We've got over here. So immigration rate's still low, because even though we've got, that's interesting actually, immigration rate is low. We just need to make it a little bit more attractive. Only one immigrant ready to move in. That's nice. Survival food. Habitat upgrading in 34 seconds. There we go. Just excuse me while I have a drink of wet whistle. Right. There we go. So that habitat is now upgraded. As you can see, it's now a decent habitat as opposed to basic habitat. So 8 capacity. The decent habitat has 10 capacity. So as we're upgrading, we're increasing our capacity as well. Now, the interesting part will be this immigration rate should also change once we get a couple of decent habitats up and running, which is fine. Right, let's have a look at our city statistics. So you can see jobs, we can see our population, we can see housing, immigration rate, power, we can look at sand, that's how much sand we're farming and storing, sulfur, blue sites. And you've got all those areas there. Now, the thing I want to talk about was districts, but I'll talk about that probably in the next episode or two. Getting close to the end of this episode. What I do want to do before we get to the end of this episode, though, is see how we haven't upgraded yet. Okay. So we'll promote to settlement once you have at least 5 level 2 citizens. We've got 3. Now we've got 4. So once we get to level 2, we can start commencing the science, and then that's when we'll look at transitioning to our next episode, most likely. But this is basically the core of the game. There we go. Congrats. You're now ready to make your city great. Hooray! Right. Let's have a look. Select research. So we can select our research. And as I said, remember, you can bank these up. So if I go electronics, I can then click on green science, and you'll see this block here. It means it's going to continue on with that one once it's finished here. I can then do steel production, same thing. And then I want to do, by that time I should be right to do solar panels. So I'll have to do the green, but I've got the green science to be unlocked here. So hopefully I'll unlock that, or be close to unlocking that by the time I'm doing research for solar panels. All right, excellent. So let's press the play button. And yeah, that's where we're at for the moment. So that is Infraspace. That's our first episode. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you're interested in it. It's quite an interesting game, a little bit different in the genres, but nonetheless, it is a very enjoyable game. Now let's stop that. Outgoing storage is full. Right, so what we might do, I can't remember, I don't think if I put a storage with it, I don't think the iron ore goes in storage. So yeah, anyway. So I know it's facility spaceport, don't you? What I'm going to do, actually, because we've got a fair bit of concrete coming up now, is I am going to extend our immigration capacity by putting in a second spaceport. We'll put that in there like that. We've unlocked electronics and can now build copper mine and electronics factory. Excellent. Right, that's good. And let's have a look. We still at low, that's fine. Over here, what are we making? We're making plenty of that. I was going to see how we're going. So our power is a little low again, so I think we just need to put some more power in, and then that will be it. So we're going to get some power, put the power in, and again, we're going to come right to the edge, get 100% efficiency, there we go, and put the power pole in, and bang. And there we have it. So that is it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Infraspace. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I say I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you are enjoying it, because we are going to come back to Infraspace again very, very soon. And we'll continue on with this development here on this planet of solitude and desolation. and see how well we survive. But anyway, that is Infraspace. It is in early access. It's available on the Steam game network. It's about $24 thereabouts, Aussie, about the same American thereabouts. Go check it out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you do, and otherwise, we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duck Gaming. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing by pressing the subscribe button, and also press that alarm notification icon as well, so you're made aware when more videos like this are available on the channel. Don't forget to come and join us on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. Details are down below. And apart from anything else, take care of yourselves and loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duck Gaming and Infraspace. See you later. Hey.